Hey everybody. Sorry about that music, I pressed the wrong button. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Let's get that music pulled down, not play it again, and switched on over boop, my face. Hello. I feel like my camera is off. What's going on? Good enough. I'm going to declare that as good enough. So, the plan for today is going to be continue chipping away at Crime Killer. Yesterday we made it to mission 15, which might be the last mission due to very unfortunate circumstances. We got half an hour into the mission and then lost because... which just seems to be the way of this game. But if we are able to finish this today, which I'm hoping mission 15 is the last one, and then we're done and we can put this behind us, we will be starting Bushido Blade, which was a chat-picked game. This current one is not a chat-picked game. I selected this all on my own, so there's no one to blame but myself. But our own captain in chat selected Bushido Blade for our next game, so we'll be going to that. I don't know how long the story mode for that game is gonna take, but that's what we have on the docket today. But let's not dilly-dally any longer. Let's get into it. It is time for more driving. This mission has been weird. There were a lot of stinky barrels in this one. Shoot our way through all sorts of stinky trucks. Adjust my mic just a little bit. Alright, and the health pickups, I want to say, are in the building that we just drove past, and then in a small alcove in the back alley over here. So we'll have one health pickup here. It hasn't spawned yet since we just started the mission. And the other one, I want to say, will be right here.
Destroy target.
Always with the airplanes. No health yet. I feel a sneeze coming on, which brings up a point. I should have my ringer on. I had it turned off when I was doing a snooze, but I did not get the call from the doctor's office yesterday, so I'm still expecting that one. So my ringer will be on. You have 3 parole violations. You know what that means. Time to get blown up. There's one health pickup. Hey, look, the second health pickup. Playboy wasn't a very good song. I like the specific song for Crime Killer. It's a fun one. It's very arcadey, and I like that.
Destroy target.
This bus is simply going too fast. Destroy it. Speed would have been a very different movie if our good old Agent 88 was in it.
Destroy target.
This bus is going too fast. What are we gonna do? Blow it up? Killed any crimes yet? We've killed a lot of civilians. No crimes yet. How you doing, Captain? It's good to see you today. I'm hoping today we get to finally kill the crimes. Because once that crime finally gets killed, we can then become samurai. Reject police work, return to samurai.
Destroy target. Destroy target.
I'm just hoping that we don't get screwed in this mission again and just inexplicably lose and get that cutscene where everyone's face is melting off from an antitoxin. I don't know if I just have like a fundamental misunderstanding of what antitoxin is, but I imagine it to be like an antidote, right? Like an antitoxin is what you take when there's poison in the air. So this quote-unquote terrorist organization releasing an antitoxin through the air, that's a good thing, isn't it? My thought here is that these quote-unquote bad guys are just saying free healthcare for all, and the police don't like that. So I went on a Wikipedia dive this morning when I was verifying the integrity of my Bushido Blade files and all that fun stuff. Because I was thinking to myself, what if Bushido Blade is over really quickly? What am I gonna do for the rest of stream? I think I landed on just cut and stream having to be a little bit of a shorter one if we aren't able to fill the full time, which is fine. But the Wikipedia hole I went down is the list of PS1 games that I have. I pulled off of Wikipedia, and it said that Tales of Eternia existed in North America, like it was properly released on the PS1 in North America in 2001. That is completely false. Tales of Eternia, like the game specifically called Tales of Eternia, was not released in North America until the PSP, which, fun fact, is a substantial amount of time later. So I then did a quick search if there was a fan patch. No fan patch exists for the PS1 version. At which point I then did a little bit more digging and found out that Tales of Eternia was released under a different name in North America, called Tales of Destiny 2, which, hey, fun fact, the list usually says when names or when games are released under different names, but not in this specific case, which is, it's one big head scratcher to me.
Destroy target.
So anyway, I'm a little wary to start Tales of Destiny 2, which is supposedly the same thing as Eternia. But I'm wary to start it without having played Tales of Destiny. I'm sure I'll get just as much enjoyment out of it. I doubt the story is that heavily reliant on the first one. Oop. Let's say I usually like to play games in order. Disregard the whole Suikoden 2 playthrough. I did do Suikoden 2 before I played Suikoden 1, which was a choice.
Recording mode active.
Makes you want to ask Wikipedia, Wiki how? See, I think it makes you want to ask Wiki why more. Does Wiki why exist? I guess that is kind of just Wikipedia, right? Would you describe Wikipedia as more of a wiki why or a wiki what? It could also be a wiki who. So I have this problem where I don't want my Google search history to get unbelievably tainted by the head-ass shit that I'm looking up. So like, if I'm gonna look something up that is weird, I'll pull open an incognito tab, which Alex always gives me hell about. Because I never close my incognito tabs. I'll just open them, search it, and then leave it. But every time that I'm like looking up why for something, like when my search has the first word being why, the results are always the same for the autocomplete. And every single time it's, why is my poop green? Why is my poop green when I haven't eaten anything green? What causes green poop? Which, it's really one big head scratcher why so many people are looking up why their poop is green.
Destroy target.
It's usually from cake frosting. Mine's usually from eating too much dairy. You know, that classic lactose intolerance. I am convinced I can beat it someday. If I just keep eating dairy and ignoring the massive gut pain that it causes me, I'll eventually build up a tolerance.
Passive fire suspect.
See, my thought process is it's just exposure therapy. I'll get past it eventually. It's like if you're allergic to peanuts, just start microdosing your anaphylaxis. It'll be fine.
Classified suspect.
What's the worst that happens? You become immune to peanuts.
Destroy target.
Oh good, were those two supposed to be following this truck the entire time, so all of that damage I was doing to the truck was wasted. Also, be careful there, Captain. You're starting to sound like a Metal Gear Solid villain. You know, I say Metal Gear Solid villain. It could also be a Resident Evil villain. Wesker is always talking about his superior DNA. I've seen Resident Evil 5, I know what's up. In terms of Resident Evil games, I've only actually played Resident Evil 4. I've only ever beaten Resident Evil 4. I've played a little bit of Resident Evil 5, but it was never the actual story. It was whenever I would go over to my uncle's house to be babysat, I would just play the Mercenaries mode.
Destroy target.
But man, did I love the Mercenaries mode. There was one thing in particular about that mode that always stood out to me. The way that the guy in the intro told you to escape with your life and get yourself a nice bonus. The way he said bonus is just... it lives in my head now.
Recording mode active.
And it has lived in my head for a substantial amount of time at this point. So yeah, be sure to escape on the helicopter if you want to get yourself a nice bonus. bum, bum. He just shot his last load. Me too, buddy. Anyone else in chat shooting their last load? Nah, it's still early. You've heard of afternoon delight. Get ready for morning delight.
Destroy target.
Working on dispatch. Need health.
Destroy target.
New song. Boom, 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 boom. I'm curious to see how my perception of Crime Killer changes as I play more PS1 racing games. Because like I've played a fine number of racing games just in a general sense. But in terms of PS1 racing games, my exposure is relatively low. And the ones that I have played aren't the greatest. That's not true. I've played Crash Team Racing. I've played the best racing game on the PS1. CTR exists. I don't know, I guess I'm curious to see the spectrum as I continue. Okay. You don't have to yell at me.
Destroy target. Destroy target.
ESO rope you back in with our anniversary daily rewards. Now your main MMO has started, new season / battle pass. Modern games have really figured out how to hack monkey brain. Yeah. I've been fortunate enough to be able to avoid MMOs pretty much altogether. I feel like the reason why I've been able to steer clear so well is just because in games like that, if a game has a very robust healer class, more often than not I'm going to want to play as that healer class. But the fun thing with MMOs, if you don't have friends, you can't really solo with healer. So I tried playing ESO, where I played as a healer who also was really focused on enchanting things. But I found the process of gathering like the runes for enchanting off the ground throughout Vardenfell to be just really boring. I was able to bounce off that game pretty quickly. Intercept and destroy vehicles.
Destroy target.
Anyway, now I found a new addiction, which is streaming ps1 games. Like, I'll tell you, if I wasn't streaming this, I would have given up on Crime Killers probably like 5 missions ago. But here we are, like 12 hours deep. Got a canister rigged with explosives. Oh no.
Destroy target.
I've gotten pretty good at bouncing off of games before they get too predatory. And I'll be honest, it's not something that I do intentionally, it's just my whack-ass monkey brain decides I'm done now. That is all. Thank you. Have a good day. I will likely not be back. Where? There it is. I guess I played a decent chunk of Deep Rock. Or like, Deep Rock does its battle pass and all that in a much better way. Where like, there's no fear of missing out in that game. if you don't unlock everything from the battle pass, it's completely fine because those then go into the pool of random loot drops. So like, even if you miss an entire season, like, you can still get literally everything. There is no missing out. If you don't play for a seasonal event, it's okay. Those items will be back. Like, you can just get everything. Rock is just a very fun game as well. It's not that fun by yourself, but never really had to play it solo that much. There was a statement that Alex made once in reference to a Phineas and Ferb sketch where it was, if I had a nickel for every game about dwarves that my boyfriend got obsessed with, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not that much money, but it's weird that it happened twice. Because I can't tell you the amount of time that I've put into both Dwarf Fortress and Deep Rock. Deep Rock is a little bit less extreme than Dwarf Fortress. That's a game that I've been playing since I was literally in middle school. And like I've consistently been playing it. Hell, there's an argument that can be made that Dwarf Fortress is the reason that I met Alex in the first place. It's a bit of a stretch, but still. I met her through a friend who I had in college who went to high school with her. And I made that friend because when we were in the dorms, I was walking past their room and saw them playing Dwarf Fortress. I'm like, oh damn, another person who plays Dwarf Fortress? And the rest is history. Your main MMO is Star Wars. I'm being terrible at reading chat right now. I'm just kind of vibing saying words. Your main MMO is Star Wars, The Old Republic. Soloing a healer is totally possible. Don't say those words to me. Those are dangerous words you're saying. The game gives you a companion that follows you around and set to heal or tank damage. You set that boy to damage and heal yourself across the galaxy. So it's kind of what you can do in Knights of the Old Republic, where you just, even regardless of how you build a character, Zalbar exists to be your main source of damage output. It is slower than damage yourself, but it's easy enough to do. That's fair. That was one of the things about Knights of the Old Republic that I really loved. The companions are so well fleshed out that you can build a character however you want. They sit there and act as the support that you need to fill any gap that you could possibly have. Man, I love KOTOR. That game is so much fun. Mission complete. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought. I was actually very close to beating the mission yesterday. Alright, was this the last mission or do we have another? That feels kind of anticlimactic for that to be the last mission, right? What if we do like one large grandiose boss fight? That'd be cool. Even if you just make it like I'm racing down a highway chasing down this big ass tank, that would be neat. Order Patrick Ward. This looks like an in-game cinematic to you. I agree. Time's passing. It's 2004. It's so far in the future. You remember this happening in 2004? This looks like a We Failed cinematic more than anything. Oh. They're making Gen 215. Is this supposed to mean anything to me? I don't know what's happening. Remember back in 2005 when everyone had their flying cars in New York? Get this, turns out Gen State 108 was the antitoxin itself, a cure for the real escapee. This font is so terrible. I am sorry for this reading that's about to happen. One mean son of a gun with a taste for human flesh. 108 was meant to keep in check, except it had side effects, like eating all of the patrol. The blessed balm wouldn't kill the patrol bug and let 107 chomp its way through the population. I guess you just saved the planet. Okay. I don't know. Oh, it's epilogue. We're gonna write this password down on just the off chance that something's happening. Welcome to Crime Killers, where the crimes are made up and the story doesn't matter. No credits, you hold the fucking phone. Give me some credits, man. Okay. Yeah, these look like the people who would be developers for this game. All of this tracks. I'm glad they changed it to give everybody just wild wall eyes. Alright, I suppose that was Crime Killer. Okay, how do I feel about Crime Killer? This game is a loaded bag. It does so much well, and I want to like this game so much, but it has done everything in its power to not be enjoyable. The missions are extremely repetitive, they're really long, it's decently annoying. But like, the gameplay itself isn't that bad. The frame rate is great, the controls are nice and snappy. This might be the game that I have played on stream that I am most torn about. I feel like usually when I play a game, it's pretty polarizing. I know for a fact, let's roll those credits once more. Wasn't expecting it to end that quickly. It's a really small dev team. Most of the people in those credits were play testers and like higher ups in the company. So for being a game made by like 4 people, that's pretty cool. Yeah, most games are really polarizing. I know for a fact if it's a great game, if it's a bad game, or if it's just a middle game. But this one exists in such a weird space. And like, it feels like a cop-out to... It feels like a cop-out to just give this game a 5 out of 10 and say, it's got good, it's got bad. But I think that might be where I land. I think I might just do the brain dead thing of throwing my score directly in the middle and saying, I don't know, you figure it out. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. Did I? No, I have not. Hold up. I have not changed my formula for average scores in a little bit. My average score for PS1 games is now a 5.583. It really is trending toward the PS1 just having the most middle of the line games. Let's peep my visualization. How high is this counting to? Finished games, E6. Hold up, let's that to 70. We're gonna do a little bit of spreadsheet editing real quick. Just so that I can have my visuals updated. That's up to 75. 77. Okay, I see what it's doing now. All right. Yeah. So, for those of you that haven't seen the spreadsheet of games completed, I did put an extra sheet at the end for data visualization because I'm a big nerd. But I have a box chart right here that marks how many games exist in each score. So we have 0 games that have a 1 out of 10. I think I'm just too scared to give a game a 1 out of 10. 6 games have a 2, 5 have a 3, 8 have a 4, 11 at 5, 11 at 6, 7 at 7, 6 at 8, 1 at 9, and 1 at 10. So we are trending toward every game being in that 5 to 6 range, but also there are a lot of 2s out there. So we'll see where it goes from here. But that is going to do it on Prime Killer. We made it through another game. I'm going to put you guys over on the BRB screen for a little break. I'm probably going to run an ad as well, just so that I don't have to switch to Bushido Blade and then instantly run an ad. So I'm going to hit you guys with that one, but we are switching over to our next chat-picked game. That's right, this one was picked by somebody in chat, our very own captain. Selected Bushido Blade for our next game. So let's get the music running. I hope to see you guys on the other side of this break for some nice methodic samurai action. Be back in just a moment. Get excited.